Hello my fellow gods and goddesses, welcome back to my channel. My name is Heather and today we are doing a 1.5k Q&A. So first of all, can we just all take into consideration how good I look right now? Because I did that and I want to be praised for it, as any good Leo woman would. After that narcissistic introduction, thank you guys so much for 1.5k. This is the time where I can kind of properly thank all of you guys for, you know, sticking around and watching me and fueling my ego and just being invested in my opinions, my truths, and my facts. So thank you. I'm glad we're all here together. Apparently you guys want to know more about me, which, I mean, I'm not gonna complain about because I love talking about myself. Let's just get into the questions, shall we? So I'm going to go to Instagram first because I got less questions there, and a couple people asked me, how did you get into Greek mythology? There is only one answer for that, and that is Percy Jackson. I didn't know about mythology until I read this. This is what got me into mythology and what got me into history and what got me into religion and what got me into literally everything. So this is the start of my reading journey and my whole just intellectual and cultural life. Rick Riordan really did that. Next question I got was a Greek play you'd like to see retold as a YA book. My favorite Greek play is Medea, and I don't know if Medea would translate well as a YA book per se, so maybe not YA, so I'm kind of gonna cheat the question a little bit, but I would absolutely love to see a Medea retelling. I don't know how someone would go about doing that or writing it, but if done well, I feel like it would be so epic. Medea is literally the most like ravenous, revenge-seeking, petty-ass bitch in all of literary history, so just seeing her just in peak power and just literally destroying everyone and everything, I would love to see it. My next question is, where do you think the Percy Jackson movies went wrong? First of all, I like the aesthetics of the movie and I love the cast. I love the cast of the Percy Jackson movies. I think they did such a good job. Logan Lerman will always be Percy in my mind. I don't give a shit that he was older and he's supposed to be 12. I don't care. I don't care. Logan Lerman was everything to me. Percy Jackson was everything to me, so the fact that they were bounded together in cinema history, that is the only reason the Percy Jackson movies are valid. Big thing about it is just the plot, like just the way that they went about taking the plot of the book and just destroyed it. I even like that they had Lady Gaga's poker face. Percy, Annabeth, and Grover canonically dance to Lady Gaga's poker face in the Lotus Casino. That's pretty iconic. Next question is, do you ever buy bookish items like prints, bookmarks, etc.? I have gotten an owl crate. I have ordered a fake crate, which should be coming this week, and you guys will see an unboxing for that. Other than that, I really don't. I have no real reason besides me being poor. There just aren't a ton of things that I've like needed to have, if that makes sense. My friend Carly from Carly's Books gave me her Elian candle. She gifted this to me, but other than that, I really don't have a lot of bookish merch. Another person asked, favorite book so far this year, and that is obviously Song of Achilles by Madeline Miller. I really did all the books dirty this year by reading this in 2019. Like, this is my favorite book of all time. And then another person asked, if you could create your perfect character plot, what or who would it look like? I have so many like character ideas and plot ideas and book ideas in my head that it's impossible to choose just one. But like quick buzzwords that I would like, obviously it has to do somehow with gods, demigods, anything to do with that. I will read or at least add any book to my TBR if it has the word God anywhere in the description, title, etc. Another buzzword, Italian Renaissance. So like gods, Italian Renaissance, assassins. So like Assassin's Creed, but with gods, which kind of is, but like we ignore that plot line. I want a female main character who takes the tropes of the cocky male love interest. Honestly, I kind of just described Nevernight. Well, T. I'm gonna move on to Twitter, which y'all really came through with the questions. I got a lot to get through, so we're gonna get through them. Current favorite media, TV, movies, etc. outside of books. Like, what are you watching? Well, I literally watch BookTube 24/7. If I'm not watching BookTube, I watch Philip DeFranco or BuzzFeed Multiplayer 100 Baby Challenge. I usually watch TV with Sal, my boyfriend, and we either watch Psych, Parks and Rec, or Great British Bake Off. I did recently watch Castlevania though, and that is definitely on the top TV shows of all time. Like, it was so good. Trevor Belmont is one of the 3 characters that like make up my personality. So take that with what you will. Next group of questions is favorite sci-fi book. Don't have one. She says with such confidence as if she doesn't mention Sigh by Neil Shusterman like 3 more times in this one video. Favorite snack? I really love hot Funyuns. Those have been my favorite snack for forever. I used to eat a bag a day. I also really love like Greek yogurt and fruit if I like want to be healthy. I really love hot chips in general, so give me all the hot chips. I just love them. Typical coffee order, I order a caramel macchiato from Starbucks, and sometimes if I want to get a little fancy, I'll add 4 pumps of raspberry, but most of the time it's just regular caramel macchiato. Favorite lipstick color or brand? A lot of people ask like what my favorite makeup brand is, and this goes inside with that, is ColourPop. I love ColourPop. It's cheap. The products are good. The lipstick color I'm wearing right now is from ColourPop. It's Rain. It's an ultra satin lip. Also, my favorite products from them, eyeshadow palettes. I use the Dream Street palette literally every single day. Lunch Money Super Shock highlighter is my favorite highlighter of all time. I almost wear it every single day. Not wearing it today, but I am still wearing a ColourPop highlighter today. Their concealer is my absolute favorite concealer. I love their Supernova shadows, the liquid shadows. They're a little, you have to work with them a little bit, but they're cheap, so I don't care. Also, their Super Shock shadows are absolutely incredible. Honestly, if you want specific recommendations, I got you. So specifically from ColourPop, my favorite lipstick color is Times Square. It's like a brown nude. And I also really love Kat Von Doesn't Vaccinate Her Children liquid lipsticks. They're really amazing and they last me so long. My favorite red is from her. Favorite cover, The Wrath and the Dawn by Renee Attier, the paperback cover. I don't know like what edition this is. This also goes inside with the next question, which is like favorite cover redesign. I love this cover so much, so I guess it kind of answers that question as well. Favorite dramatic character? That has to go to Evie O'Neill from The Diviners. She is such a Leo, let me just tell you. She is definitely one of those characters where you either hate her or you love her. She's a lot to deal with, but I love her. I think she is so sassy and so independent and just so egotistical that like I can't help but love her. Also, it would be kind of a crime for me to not say Percy from Percy Jackson. He is another really dramatic boy, and he is also a Leo. There's a trend. Next question is a lesser known myth and or deity you'd like to see a book written about. All of them. All of them. Give them all to me. I don't discriminate. But that's kind of a cop-out answer. So I'm going to pull from Legendary Ladies, 50 Goddesses to Empower and Inspire You, because I have been reading this. I haven't finished it yet because I'm trash. But there was this one deity, Chang-O, who is the Chinese goddess of the moon, and her story is just really interesting, and I feel like it would just make a very cohesive and good like standalone retelling. So I really love her. I also think Parvati would make a really good mythological retelling. I just think Indian mythology in general is very underappreciated, which really doesn't make much sense considering Hinduism is a polytheistic religion and it's one of the few that we have in modern day society. Another one is Ain. She is the Celtic sun goddess of light and love, and she's a fucking fairy. We love fairies on BookTube. We love fairies in the book community. So also she's a survivor of sexual abuse, so that's awesome. Not awesome, but you know, representation and all that. You guys understand what I mean. But yeah, Celtic mythology is another one that I feel like is very much underappreciated, probably because it's just kind of confusing to learn about. Just give me all the mythology. That's just a really hard question for you to ask me. Okay, next question. God or goddess you want to fight? Zeus will always be the answer to this. Need I say more? What's the best In-N-Out order? So I am very basic with my burgers. I like my burgers and my pizza the same way, like the less toppings the better, and more of like a if it's not good with no toppings, then it's not a good burger. I'm that kind of bitch. So I just get like only ketchup. But my dad does order this style that's really good, and it's the double animal style, no tomatoes, no lettuce, add raw onions, add chopped chilies, and extra toast. So you're welcome. If you want to go try that, there you go. If you had to pick Shiver or Fallen, Carrie, the one who asked this, she is one of the co-hosts with me and Chandler for the Trashback Book Club, and we read Shiver by Maggie Stiefvater and Fallen by Lauren Kate. Both of them were really bad. Honestly though, I would pick Fallen from Lauren Kate because at least there's like more of a plot than the romance, because Shiver was literally just about the romance and I wasn't invested at all. So I'm gonna have to go with Fallen, which is really surprising to me and kind of hurts me a little. And then she also asked, when are you coming down south to visit Chanami? I am so uninterested by a lot of places in the United States that it doesn't really appeal to me. Like, and that's not against the South. That's like a majority of the states. Like, I really only care about the Pacific Northwest and like New Orleans. So maybe if we go to New Orleans, let's do it. But other than that, I really don't have any desire to go anywhere. Spoken like a true Californian. What can I say? I was born in the best state. Best thrift store find ever. So book-wise, my signed hard copy of Song of Achilles. I found this at Goodwill. I don't have the sticker anymore, but you can see. It's right there. And then I didn't even know this was like valuable until Chandler commented on one of my videos when I was holding this up, like, how the hell did you find a hard copy of Song of Achilles? And then I looked it up, and then these babies go for like $200. So definitely my best book thrifted find. Best non-book thrifted find is actually this painting right here, The Creation of Adam. It's a giant painting of it, and I only got it for $10. And then if you could only read one book for a year, which one would you pick? I think I'm gonna go with The Picture of Dorian Gray by Oscar Wilde. I just finished this book the day I'm filming this. It has become my second favorite book of all time, only privy to Song of Achilles, and I could absolutely read that over and over and find new things every single time I read it. So I think that would be a good pick for a book. For one book that I would have to read a lot. What's a book that you think would make a great movie, TV adaptation, and who would you cast? Oh my goodness, I feel like almost every single book would make an absolutely amazing movie and TV show. I can't think of really a lot of books that wouldn't translate to the screen. I think Side would make a really good movie. I think there are talks of a movie, but I'm not sure if that's confirmed or not. Another book that I would really love to see adapted is Graceling. I feel like Graceling would make an amazing like mini series. I think, just thinking about that like gives me chills. Like I really loved this book. Honestly, I think this would just make a really good movie, because I said this when I reread this year. This reads like a movie because it has like a beginning, middle, and it has an ending. Obviously all books have that, but you guys know what I mean. It wraps up so nicely, and I feel like it would be really fun to see this as a movie. What are your future hopes and plans for your channel? I plan on making a video in January about this. I definitely want to focus more on series on my channel. It's my favorite videos to watch. I really want to do that, and I'm graduating this semester, so I'll have a semester off before I start grad school, so I think that would be a really great time for me to really commit to doing series on my channel. I want to be more creative with my content, and I think that after having a year on booktube, because January will be my 1 year anniversary, I think that's a good start to have. Let me know if you guys want to see anything in particular. I know I definitely want to do a lot more reading of mythology retellings. There are a lot of bad ones though, but you know what? I'm gonna do it for you guys. Next question is, what is your favorite part of your chart and your least favorite part? My favorite part of my chart used to be my Leo sun, but I have been so incredibly grateful and validated by my Capricorn moon. I love that bitch so much. Capricorns are my favorite sign in the whole entire zodiac. Y'all sleep on them, but they don't need your validation. They're getting shit done regardless. And so I really love my Capricorn moon. I think it is the baddest bitch part about. And then my least favorite part is my Cancer rising. That bitch can choke. It is my only water placement besides my Scorpio Mars, but she's valid. Scorpio Mars, I'm a kinky bitch. Thank you very much. But yeah, my Cancer rising, I just don't. I don't want to look like a Cancer. Get that water energy away from me. Thank you. And then what is your favorite TikTok? This one.
So, I just learned that tequila is the only alcohol that's not a depressant. So, I need to drink more tequila because I'm depressed.
Next questions, what are my go-to makeup products? Besides the ColourPop ones I mentioned, my favorite foundation is the Maybelline Matte and Poreless. I love the Mario Badescu sprays. I love the NYX Contour Dual Stick Wonder Stick. I use that every day. A recent favorite is the Milk Chocolate Soleil Too Faced Bronzer. This, y'all, my pale girls out there, look at this bronzer on my face. It is just deliciously bronze without being, there isn't a hint of orange in there. It looks so good. I love it so much. So yeah, those are my answers. If you weren't the child of Aphrodite, who would your Greek parent be? Definitely would be Apollo. The Leo popped out yet again, as if she ever left. And he's also the god of literally so many things. So I would have so many like avenues to really go into. I could go into poetry, art, music, archery. I could do a lot. So definitely would be Apollo, even though he's a little problematic, but what god isn't? Ooh, I love this question. So, fuck, marry, kill, Hermes, Dionysus, or Apollo. My instinct is to say marry Dionysus, because he is the one of the least problematic gods. He loves Ariadne so much. Like, that man really did that for her. So I know he would make a great husband, but I would be worried about the madness thing, because it's inevitable that the wife of Dionysus would turn mad eventually, being near him all the time. And my Capricorn moon ass does not like being out of control. So that would be a problem. But I also feel like one of my issues with having control is just like the feeling of like unsafeness. And I feel like if I'm the wife of a god, I wouldn't have to worry about that. Plus, all of his worshippers are women, so I would just be fucking partying it up with a bunch of nymphs all day, every day, drinking wine, and fucking the god of orgies. Marry Dionysus, fuck Apollo, obviously, and then unfortunately kill Hermes. I love Hermes, I do, but he is way too mischievous for my liking. I don't like being manipulated, and I don't like liars. Most anticipated 2020 release, hands down, will go to the first book in the vampire series that J. Kristoff is writing. The only thing that I love more than assassins are vampires. So the fact that he is writing vampire books has given me all the life I could ever need. Depression who? Serotonin has just been injected into my veins until that book comes out. And then I don't know what we're gonna do. But until then, I have something to look forward to. Cutest BTS member. Of course Melanie asked this, and let me say, I know zero about K-pop, BTS, or anything. So this is gonna be my first impression or first reaction. So I'm gonna Google BTS. So I found a picture of them with their names. I'm looking. I feel like it might be Namjoon. Oh yeah. Yeah, I think it's Namjoon. I think he would be my bias. Well, I don't know anything about him, but based on looks alone, Namjoon. He's real cute. Oh my gosh, I love him. Perhaps we stan. Tell me what that says about me. I don't know what it says, but explain. Do you ever associate certain songs with certain books? So I started off my channel trying to make Spotify playlists for the books I read. That only lasted 2 months. And I got tired of doing that. But I did do that for a little bit, so I will link down my Spotify if you guys are curious on listening to them. What was your favorite topic class that you studied? Unfortunately, my college really sucks ass in their history department, and especially in regards to European history, which I understand. They want to diversify their the history department. I have no qualms with that. But because that's what I plan on specializing in, I haven't had the opportunity to really take a lot of classes regarding that. But I would say my favorite class that I've taken is gonna be Italian Renaissance art with my favorite professor at my school, Maria DePrano, if you want to look her up. I also really love my critical race and ethnic studies classes that I've taken. It has opened my eyes so much to just the crimes of Western culture, and I really do love those classes because it kind of makes me rethink academia, society, politics, all of that stuff. So that I would say would be the most impactful class I've ever studied or class I've ever taken. Favorite and least favorite books so far this year: Song of Achilles and The Secret History. What's the first book that comes to mind when you go to recommend a book? Scythe. I have recommended that to so many people in my family and their friends. I will always recommend Scythe first thing because I feel like everybody can take a lot from it, and it's really fast paced, it's really interesting, really intriguing. That is always my top recommendation. Do you want children? Fuck no. I've never liked children. Even when I was younger, I never wanted a child. I have no maternal instincts in my body whatsoever. I have no patience. My sister and I are 13 years apart. She's 7. So if I ever had those inklings, she kind of can serve those purposes. That sounds so bad, but yeah, I am firmly believe that there are just certain people that should not have kids, but they just have kids anyways because society forces them to, basically. And I have always been very headstrong in the fact that I do not want kids. So I just know I wouldn't be a good mom. Obviously I would be a good mom because I would love my children unconditionally if I was cursed with them, but I know I would resent them, some part of me deep inside. So people like that should not have kids. I am one of those people. I will not be having them. What is your favorite Greek myth, and who is your favorite demigod? My favorite demigod is Helen of Troy. She's a demigod. She's a daughter of Zeus, And y'all bitches keep forgetting that. I really like Orpheus and Eurydice. Eurydice. I really like Aphrodite and Adonis. So maybe that's my favorite. I really like that she created roses from his blood and her tears. So that's really romantic to me. Favorite movie of all time, The Little Mermaid. Non-Disney movie, Baby Driver. Dream vacation, Italy. I'm not picky. Favorite book character ever or favorite book characters ever. It's really hard for me to pick like the favorite characters ever because I really don't think like that. Off the top of my head, Nina Zenick and Lord Henry from The Picture of Dorian Gray. He might be my favorite character of all time. I don't know. I just read the book today. We'll see if that still stands, but he's definitely up there. Go-to beverage, Arizona peach tea. If you could master any instrument, what would it be? Piano, because I would love to show off to everybody my graceful classical skills. But also cello, because that's my favorite instrument, but like it's kind of hard to like show off to people with cellos. So that's the whole thing. I need constant validation. So if I can get that through an instrument, I will. Show you've rewatched the most, probably The Office. A book you reread the most, The Lightning Thief. Would you rather give up chocolate or sugar candy? Chocolate, because sugar candy, you have so much variety with that. There's only so much you can do with chocolate. I do love chocolate, but I need variety in my life. Favorite HBO show? True Blood. I think tops Game of Thrones for me. So, yes, True Blood. Except the last season, we don't know her. Is there any astro sign you avoid because of certain traits or astro sign you don't mesh well with? Pisces. I will never not hang out with someone if they're a Pisces, but if I talk to someone and they tell me they're a Pisces, I will be side-eyeing them. Pisces are only valid if you have an earth or a fire moon, and that's that on that. Favorite eyeshadow look? I love greens and blues, as you guys can probably gauge from my videos. Favorite trashy trope? My favorite trashy trope is the immortal with the chosen one. As long as that person looks like they're 16, 17, I don't care. We'll always root for the 1,000-year-old vampire, warlock, overlord, villain guy. Or even if he's not a villain. Like, I love that shit. So, call me a pedophile if you want. I will take that. Police, please don't take that clip out of context. Favorite mythical creature? I think I answered all the questions. Yay. Did I? I don't know. Hopefully I answered all the questions. If I didn't, I'm trash. But this video, I hope, is not too long. Thank you guys for watching. If you guys have any questions for me down below that you want to ask, feel free. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye!